You see, I've also learned that when you truly say you love God, you're ready to go ahead and put down the sinful things that are holding you back, because there's other things that God has in store for you. Sometimes an addiction in life can keep you from going forward, but deep within you, you have the strength to keep going. If God be for you, no man can be against you. It's impossible to get the sawdust out of somebody else's eye if it's still in yours. I feel he said in order to make a positive impact, the negative sin has to be dropped on my end. As a humble individual, I couldn't agree more. It'll definitely be a hard battle for me after 20 years, but I believe it can be done. Let's do it together. A lot of people are looking at the street like it's some type of a game. And it's not a game out there. When they say it's a jungle, it's really a jungle where it's good. This one is just a little nudge for those that versus evil feel like they want to step into the street life, knowing that they have no business out there.
Live your life to the fullest.
You knock on someone's door long enough, eventually someone will answer. Be careful out there. Watch your back. Not everything's for everyone. For what it's worth, take it from some that has actually traveled down the path. Grateful that, by the grace of God, some have been able to make it out. There's a battle far beyond many's reach. Demons will fight every day to try to get you from number one, helping the next one. See, there was a time where I allowed confusion to answer questions for me. Something always told me I knew better. For how strong your mentality is. You never fold. Please understand that I'm trying. God cannot be tempted, but sometimes it gets too hard. But never lose your faith. God-fearing individual, I have a lot of questions that need answers. But until then, this is my letter to him. I came a long way, what's the entry plot? You tell me keep the faith till the casket drop. You knew I was coming, even counted my hair. I was born in the sin, now tell me how's that fair? Blueprint ready, but these demons too heavy. Pray to God, asking why is life so deadly. I was about to ask. Well, he told me to unmask. It's time to expose confusion. This one's for you, the chosen. Shoo, 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 shoo. As I lay here, I ask that you take any unclean spirit away from me, that it would have no power over me, that anything in me would be of you, that anybody would be able to get something out of it, because this is not of evil. I ask you to summons down the good spirits, the good vibes, that when I wake up out of this sleep, that I will be able to move on and do your will according to how you want it to be done. In Jesus' most precious, mighty name I pray. Amen. Have you ever just came out of a thought or even out of a sleep and felt like something was so heavy on your heart that the Lord himself put it on you? And he told you to get started on it? Here, check this out. Another opinion. Some may think a past was lived in order to teach two times, self and others. If I had to say something, to the youth, man. You see, you have to allow your life to testify for itself while you still have a chance. Many things are misunderstood when some lack the knowledge of a beginning. We're gonna make some chicken wings and just have some conversation. If there is a bedrock principle underlying the First Amendment, it is that the government may not prohibit the expressions of an idea simply because society finds the idea itself offensive and disagreeable. We do live in a time where I feel like it's very, educational for, people to understand their Constitution. Right now we're living in a time where, people are thinking everything's about race and it's not about race. See, it's very important to keep in mind that the Constitution was not set in place for citizens to be blatantly disrespectful toward other citizens. The Constitution was set in place in regards to everyone's freedom. Life has a funny way of showing purpose, and that purpose will develop an appetite that must be fed. I highly encourage people, start looking in to why things are enforced and when did they start? I was curious, so I started reading up on it. You know, looking to understand through a different perspective. I'm glad I did. Whenever possible, the police should obtain a warrant before conducting a search of a person or his or her property. In Terry v. Ohio, the U.S. Supreme Court recognizes an exception to the general rule, allowing that the police may pat down the outside of a suspect's clothing and search the immediate area for weapons when they have a reasonable suspicion of illegal activity. Here, think about it like this. Imagine hanging out with a bunch of people in a known hotspot. Police jump out on you, search everybody. Someone yells out, "Why you jumping out on us? You gotta be racist." But race is not involved. It's an officer living by an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. You'll learn to see things for what they are, not what they're supposed to be. And it takes a lot of dedication, it takes a lot of work. It will all be worth it in the end. See, I keep everything real. The blueprint that I'm focused on has nothing to do with attire. It has to do with putting God first in everything that I do. Everything that's done, you have to put him first. Some people may not know. I have to be loyal to a generation. My mask is off. And if anyone knows the value of loyalty, they know the importance of showing it back. What's helped some may help others. When I put God first, I felt like I represent unspoken loyalty from this point. With a God-fearing mentality, with a patriotic soul, ain't nothing impossible. MD certified production. They don't know yet. Confusion has many faces. While everyone's a thinker, be sure to utilize your time in thinking. You're confused on what you need to do. Just because of where you live does not mean that you're not able to follow through with the plans in there. Take your time. Take your time and make proper arrangements to get what you need. The confusion in that is that you need to hurry up and do it right. Utilize your time. You'll end up in the streets. You don't belong anywhere in them streets, man. How you done made the police confused on who you are as an individual? You have them stereotyping you because you made the wrong decision off of being confused. It's not about race. It's about how you're projecting yourself off. Be sure to utilize your time. Certified Productions, MD. MD.